Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex, and this episode's subject comes in from Elfie Liverus Dionysia. God damn, you don't make this easy for me. Elfie? Elfi? I don't know. But anyway, can you explain to us what your favourite movies are, why? You get it, favourite movies, whatever. So it's a super difficult question, so it always annoys me when I get asked it, because there are just so many movies alike. It's the same with games, whatever. So what I've done here, I've got my five favourite. I'm not going to do it in no particular order, no particular order even. So I'm just going to go through them, do a little thing. I recommend watching all of them. So first off, one of my favourite comedies of all time, The Big Lebowski. It holds up so well now. It's so funny still. It's so quotable as well. Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it. I don't even like bowling, but it's just so funny. And it's nice to just have that comedy that's like timeless. Even though it isn't timeless, it's in a certain time, but all the jokes hold up. There isn't anything that's like related to what's going on particularly. It's just what comedies are doing nowadays is that they're forgetting to be good movies as well. Like when your best comedy is fucking The Hangover, it's like, well, come on, you can do a bit better than that. Just you got to make a good movie. It's like with horror as well. You got to make a good movie, and then the rest of it just sort of works itself out. So next up is, I've probably mentioned this before, but it's Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings trilogy. I don't know if that's cheating. I said 5, but the trilogy counts. My favorite trilogy of all time. If it's my like go-to one, if someone asks favorite movie, I'll just say Lord of the Rings, and then they'll just go into which one, whatever. I reckon. Oh, so tough. Fellowship of the Ring must be, but they're just so good. And there's something about the innocent sense of adventure, the like whole home thing of the Shire and everything. And of course, like New Zealand, I don't know if you know, but I was born there, so I've got this weird nostalgia-y thing for like seeing it and stuff. It's just so many good memories, and it's weird. I only really rediscovered them like 3 or 4 years ago, because I saw them when I was way younger. I only saw one of them at the cinema. I think I saw the last one at the cinema, and I don't really remember anything about them then. So about 3 or 4 years ago, I just sort of rediscovered them. I was like, Jesus Christ, how did I not remember this? How did I not watch this? So now it's a thing where I just watch it every fucking year. Watch the whole trilogy every year. And to me, it's such a pinnacle of fantasy. Like, Lord of the Rings is the one for me. Like, I don't really care about any other fantasy. Like, it's just not as good to me. Like Harry Potter and all that. It's like, I can't get down with all the like real world stuff where they, just walking around England like, all right, mate, sort of business. I can't get down with that, because Lord of the Rings won't, like, apart from maybe some CG in it that you might not like or whatever, the Harry Potter films and stuff like that will age, but I don't think Lord of the Rings will particularly. But while the Lord of the Rings is my pinnacle of fantasy, leading nicely into the next one is my pinnacle of science fiction. Well, science adventure, I don't know. But Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, boom, done. Do I even need to say anything more? Like, what an amazing, like, hey, there's a really good first movie, boom, sequel is actually better than it. How often does that happen now? It's so fucking rare. The only other thing I can think of is The Dark Knight, I suppose, being better than Batman Begins. But this, Empire Strikes Back. But if I could erase my memory, like particular memories, I would love to erase my memory of the entire Star Wars thing. For one, so just get rid of the fucking prequels forever. But to watch this without knowing that Darth Vader was Luke's father, because that's such like an important thing to cinema. Everyone knows it. Even if they haven't seen the film, they know Darth Vader is Luke's father. And that moment, I can't even imagine what it must have been like to be in the cinema and seeing that and being like, shit, that is so cool. It's got an unbelievable soundtrack, the whole Hoth thing, I love the Yoda stuff. It's so cool. Like the whole way he's like he's all bigged up as being some sort of super Jedi, and then you see him and he's like, oh, and he just fucks with Luke for ages, and then he turns around and he's like the wisest, most badass thing ever, and he's fucking ruining the prequels, but they don't exist, whatever. And the Space Worm and Cloud City, Lando, so good. Carbonite, I love you. I know. Fucking perfect movie. And leading on from that, another sci-fi movie which, weirdly enough, is nostalgic for me, because I saw it when I was like a kid. Like, I don't know why or how my parents let me like watch it, but Aliens. I rewatched Alien and Aliens really close together recently, and I was trying to figure out which one I like more, but I gotta come down on Aliens. Like, it purely for nostalgic reasons, I suppose. So I suppose now, if I took all that out, it probably would be Alien that I like a little bit more. But Aliens, it's just so cool. Like the whole military, they're so tough, and then they go down and just get their ass kicked totally. Actually, I've just noticed that, speaking of like sequels that are like super good, like arguably better than the first one, Aliens, Star Wars, there's like a theme going on here. But all of these, they're movies that when you start watching them, it's just like, all right, strap myself in, watching the whole thing now. Nothing's going to interrupt me now. I'm watching the whole thing. Fuck it. It's the worst when it's the Lord of the Rings, because you like start watching the first one. It's like, oh well, that's fucking 8 hours gone. I've got to watch the next two now. But going back to Aliens, it's like, I've just noticed that all of these movies, they're all like, I split movies into two sort of different categories. There are movies that I really like and respect, but you only need to watch once or twice to be able to just get it and to have your mind made up about it. But all of these movies I like watching over and over again for the most part, and I just never get sick of them because they're so quotable, so memorable. Like, game over, man, game over. Actually, rounding this off for the number 5 one here, I'm contradicting myself entirely. Life of Pi, only 3 years old now, but it's one of those movies that just, I don't know, it really just made me think. I couldn't stop thinking about it for days and days and days. I've seen it like 3 or 4 times. It's just such a good movie. It really made me think about faith in a totally different light. It made me respect it a lot more. It made me appreciate it a lot more. Like, you'd have to watch it to be able to sort of understand that, I suppose. But just an awesome movie. A really damn good movie. It is one of those ones I sort of respect more than actually like. I'm not going to sit down and, let's watch Life of Pi, everybody, and just get depressed and upset. Nah, you sit down, you watch Aliens, you watch Lord of the Rings, you watch Big Lebowski, Star Wars. I mean, so those are some of my favorites. I've got like a list on IMDb of some of my favorite movies. I'll put that in the description if there are any more you care about knowing. But that was a fun little one, wasn't it? Not all dark and depressing like the news ones. Not about games being all weird and wrong. Enjoying stuff for once, you know? So anyway, so as always, thanks for watching. All comments and ratings are very much appreciated. What are some of your favourite movies? I'd really like to know. Tell me in the comments below. And make sure you leave suggestions for I can't say this part. I really can't say this part. For future Jar Blabs. Make sure you leave suggestions for future. That's really for future Jar Blabs. You know what I mean. I'll see you next time. Bye. How was it different at all? Did you just laugh at me saying music is art?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? Music is pretty much getting a spoon and knocking it against the bowl, James. I think that's just all of your opinions out the window, to be honest. It is. No one's going to side of you.
Some music quite literally.
And?